Hey people, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another album review. Today we are talking about the latest release, latest offering from epic pirate metal legends Alesorm. We're talking about their latest album, Seventh Rum of a Seventh Rum, released on June 24, 2022. So it's been out for about 2 weeks now, and I was going to do this review like quite quickly on, I won't lie, but my first impressions of the album were completely different to what they are now. So I'm glad that I've given it a tiny bit of time in between to kind of sink in and really go through the songs and whatnot. So we're gonna go through, each song and just give you a bit of an overview of what the album's like. If you're familiar with Alesorm, you can kind of expect, what you can kind of expect the same sort of stuff that you're familiar with. There aren't too many random surprises in here, but anyway, it's a good album overall. But yeah, we'll go through each track together and just come out with a view, with an opinion at the end of it. So yeah, Alesorm, their first album, they've been around. Their first album came out in 2008. Captain Morgan's Revenge, very very cool album. Still to this day is one of my all-time Alesorm favorites. I ranked all their albums. I'm pretty sure I put Captain Morgan quite high. And over a 12-year career, they've had 7 albums, Seventh Rum of a Seventh Rum. Now, when the album was released, I was like, when the album was announced, not released, I was like, oh, okay, obviously Seventh Rum of a Seventh Rum. We know what that's playing, we know what that's mocking. And I was like, right. Obviously, when you're a pirate heavy metal band, you can only do so much before things get repetitive and stale and old and repetitive. So, when I heard the title, I was like, okay, all right. I honestly went into this album with so much expectation. Like, I was like, I didn't want an album full of stupid pirate songs. I wanted an album. I hyped it up too much for myself. I reckon that was my problem. I wanted an album full of, Battle of Cartagena, Treasure Island type songs. But instead, I got a bunch of, reasonable pirate songs. But yeah, like I say, we'll go through each song together and we'll come out with a decision at the end of where it stands. Yeah. So Seventh Rum of a Seventh Rum has been out for about 2 weeks now, and like I just said, I'm glad that I gave it a bit of time to sink in, because my very, very, very first impressions were, for a better word, unimpressed. I played the album and then I got a hump. I was like, I was very unsatisfied with it. So afterwards, I had to listen to No Grave But the Sea and Sunset on Golden Age just to kind of remind myself that these guys are good. But now that I've listened to it a bit more, I like it a lot more. It's not the best album Alesorm have ever done, but it's okay. The first song on the album is the first single that was released, and we've got Magellan's Expedition. It acts as this 4.5-minute single. It's real typical, but it's actually probably, in my opinion, one of the better songs from the album. It acts as a 4-minute proper pirate song. There's no real weird little gimmick in it other than the video. If you look at the video, yes, it's a bit weird. It's got a giant inflatable duck, but it's got a catchy chorus. It's got some amazing the lyrics on it are just pure pirate. It's great. The only sucky thing about that song is the fact that Elliot's got his growling, shouting vocals over the solo, and it's just like, why do that? Give Bobo his time to shine, but yeah, it's a great song. I really like it. It's definitely like top 3 from the album. And then you go into another single that was released. This is the third. The second song is the third single, and that is the Battle of Cape Fear River. Now, if you've seen my reaction, you'll know that when I heard that name, the Battle of Cape Fear River, I was like, cool, Cartagena Part 2 kind of thing. It's like, it's this epic name. It sounds like an epic battle type song, but no, it's a 3-minute song. Literally, it's 3 minutes. It's one of the shortest songs, and this is where I started to lose hope, because lyrically, it's a bit dumb. Like I say, if you've seen my reaction, you'll know what it is. But but after listening to it, you can't help but go about your life, and you're singing the chorus, and despite how stupid the lyrics are, it's catchy and it works, and it's it's good. There's enough key changes in this album to satisfy there's enough key changes in this album to rival a Powerwolf album. Like every other song, it's not as bad as Powerwolf, where every song's got a key change, but every other song has a key change, which is good, which has its moments of fun, but at the same time, it's like, oh, cool, another one. I'm a sucker for a key change, but not a whole album full. It has to be used at the right time. But yeah, anyway, so that was the Battle of Cape Fear River, a 3-minute song about being a fucking pirate, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, it was just that for 3 minutes. And then we got Cannonball. If you've read the lyrics to Cannonball, you'll realize that this is Fucked with an Anchor Part 2, but not acoustic-y. And this, if I was starting to lose hope with Battle of Cape Fear River, I lost hope completely when I heard Cannonball. I thought the lyrics in Cannonball were stupid and dumb and just, not boring, but just lazy and dumb, stupid. But a bit like Cape Fear River, after listening to it a few times, you can't help but be like, yo, ho, stick a cannonball up your... Yeah. But still, lyrically, it's terrible. Catchy, though, but lyrically terrible. So I don't know where I sit with that one. It's a catchy song, but I hate singing it because of how stupid the words are. Yeah. And then the next song, which we're probably all familiar with by now, P-A-R-T-Y. Now, again, I lost hope when this song was released because it was just a pirate party disco song. And I was just like, oh boy. But then after finding other songs, I realized that P-A-R-T-Y is actually one of the better ones. And take that how you will, but... yeah, P-I-R-T-Y is just this great pirate catchy song about drinking rum and having fun. And yeah, they run out of whiskey, so they drink gin, which you shouldn't do. Don't mix alcohol. Not like that anyway. But yeah, we've all heard P-I-R-T-Y. And it's a cool song, but I'm glad it's only a 3-minute single. But by this point, I'm like, right, come on, guys. Give me another Magellan's Expedition. Give me another one. And they gave me Under Blackened Banners. And I was like, okay, this one's cool. This one, my respect for it came back. Because it's almost, the interpretation I get from it, it's almost like, it's a united front song. We are the, what is it? We are the brothers, we're the brotherhood of pirates, and we're the sisters of the sea. It's like, oh, cool. Include the women. That's great. Women can be pirates too. Don't forget that. Look at Visions of Atlantis. Women can be pirates too. Under Black and Banners is a great song. I really, really like it. It's yeah, like I say, it's a united front song. It's just really cool. It's a put your arms around the person next to you at the gig and sway. And yeah, really, really cool. It's not as swaying as, say, Nancy the Tavern Wench, but it's still great. It's a really, really fun song. Now, this next song, I can't say. Maggie Aurora Sag. I had to look up the lyrics to this one because when I heard the verse and the chorus at the start, like when I first played the album, it took me a split second to realize that chorus isn't in English. No, I'm going off the translation. I'm pretty sure it's Hungarian. It's a song about Hungary and how much they love Hungary, how much of a fun place Hungary is. I wouldn't know. I've never been to Hungary, but I'll take their word for it. Hungary is a cool place. But yeah, that song, Magia Sorazag, I don't know, is probably my favorite song from that album. The melody for the chorus, the vocal melody, is just so damn catchy, and not in a stupid way. It's like folky pirate catchy. Do you know what I mean? Not like P-A-R-T-Y catchy, but folk pirate catchy. Yeah, it's really, really cool. I think it's a cool story too. It kind of reminds me of Mexico from No Grave But the Sea, about those guys going somewhere else and having a great time and just letting loose. And yeah, but it's in Hungary, so it's like, that's a really random place to sing about, but I think it's really, really cool. I really like that song. The title track, Seventh Rum of a Seventh Rum. There is a video for this one, and I was a bit skeptical. Obviously, Seventh Rum, Seventh Son, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, well, at least it's not like a complete ripoff. It is their own song. They've just played on the name. That's it. But it's actually really good. They sing about 7 bottles of ancient rum and the ocean's blue, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is cool. It's a bit more. It's a quick song, which is weird. You think the title track would be a longer song, but no, this one's only 3.5 minutes as well. It's a quick album. It's 11 songs with 42 minutes, the longest song being the last one, which is the last song's not even 6 minutes. But yeah, anyway, Seventh Rum's a cool song. It's a title track, and there's a video for it. It's catchy. Go check that one out if you haven't. Track 8, Bite. the hook hand that feeds. This one's cool too. This one's got a weird, the intro, no, it's not weird. This intro is insane. It's it's not insane, but it's awesome. It's Bobo doing some like triplet feel thing, and it's really, really cool. Bobo is a great guitar player, and I feel like he's better than Alesorm, but at the same time, he gives Alesorm such a punch, so please don't leave and go somewhere else. But yeah, he's great. Bike the Hook Hang It Feeds, it's got a cool intro and clever lyrics in that one. And again, it's that one's a bit faster and a bit more aggressive, you could say. Like, it's not a thrash song, but, you know, it's one of the heavier songs from the album. Really, really cool stuff. And then there's a random song on here that I really don't know why this is on here. It's called Return to Tortuga. And it's the same song from Curse of the Crystal Coconut, Tortuga. There's the exact same lyrics and everything, but it's a completely different song. It's a heavier version and more like it's a heavier version musically, but like there are parts in it that are much more sing-alongy. Like the rap section from Tortuga that Yarface does is now a catchy sing-along version, which is a kind of nice touch. And like I say, it's a much more heavier and makes it feel like a much more, I don't want to say epic, but it's definitely a lot more aggressive much more aggressive pirate song, and it kind of works, but at the same time, I can't help but say that it's my least favorite from the album, just because it's like, why would you re-release the same song, but just make it different? I don't get it, but yeah, I mean, they do what they want. That's track 9, and then you've got track 10, which I'm sure is inspired by Facebook comments, because it's called Come to Brazil. It's 2 minutes long, and the lyrics in that are hilarious. Now that is Come to Brazil is literally it's like the epitome of stupid Alesorm, but it's much better than the likes of Cannonball. It's 2 minutes and it's fun. It's just come to Brazil, you know, I'll go to Brazil. He sings, there's a bit in there where he sings about shitting his pants, and it's just like, okay, cool. It's over before you start to realize that I kind of like this song, you know? You think the final chorus kicks in and it's just like, oh, it's done. Okay, cool. And then the album closes with the epic, it's in no way the epic, but I just call it the epic because it's Wooden Leg Part 3. It's nothing on the second one. Wooden Leg Part 2 is really, really good. Wooden Leg Part 1 was just a weirdly stupid 4-minute song. Part 2 was like an 8-minute epic. This one's, it's sort of like in between. It's like the child of those two put together. This one's 6 minutes. It starts with Spanish, with throwbacks to the other two songs. There's a Japanese verse in it, obviously. And but the only part that kind of makes this song worth listening to it is indeed the key change that comes at the end for the epic chorus about laying to rest. It sings about fallen friends who are dead and stuff, and it's weirdly, the key change makes it feel a lot more epic than it is, if that makes sense. But you could imagine that song being played at the end of the show, and that is an arm around the person next to you swaying type song. It's okay. By the time I got to the end of the album, yeah, at first I was just like, what was that? That was like pathetic compared to even like No Grave and even Curse of the Crystal Coconut. But listening to it again and again for a little while, it's sunken in, and it's like, all right, this is the one thing I want to say about this album. This is not a terrible album, but it is also not their strongest. It's just an album full of 3-4 minute singles, you know, with a few bits of trying to be serious, but mostly having fun. If that's what you like with your Alesorm, then you're going to love this album. But yeah, that's my take on it. Overall, I would probably, I'd give it a 7, I think. I would much rather listen to this than my lowest ranked Alesorm album. Out of 7 albums, I would probably chuck this at number 4. 4, I think. Yeah, it's in the middle. It's like, it's not the most epic thing they've ever done, like I keep saying, but it is nowhere near a terrible album. By the time it's over, you feel like you've had fun. And what more do you want, really, from an Alesorm album? Just 40 minutes of fun times thinking you're on a boat. Sounds good to me, really. But yeah, that's, like I say, 7 out of 10. That's my rendition for it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I pretty much just take you track by track of Alestorm's new album, Seventh Rum of the Seventh Rum. I highly recommend you listen to it. But if you really want a great Alestorm album, go listen to No Grave But the Sea. That's the one that's the special one to me. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me, team. I'll be back with another video soon. I've got a ranking in progress, so that's going to be fun. It's a big, long one, so it might take a while to get up. But hey, until that happens, stay inside, stay safe, listen to metal, wash your hands, hail Satan, kill goats, whatever. I will see you all soon.